following podcast is presented by Secret Room Multimedia. Hi, I'm Craig Lewis.
And I'm Nathan Capacer.
You might remember us from such podcasts as Sylph Radio, a Pokemon podcast, Bad Books and Beyond with Craig Lewis, and Sarah Jessica Per Diem, the only podcast dedicated to daily reviews of Sarah Jessica Parker's fine films. Today we'll be taking a look at the life of an amazing man, President Bill Clinton. What? Homer Simpson? Yes, Homer Simpson. What a man.
An inspiration to us all.
Can I stop doing my Troy McClure?
No.
God damn you.
Permission denied.
Okay, then. By the time we get towards the middle of the podcast, people are going to be like, that's not Troy McClure. That's some jackass.
God bless Phil Hartman.
Rest in peace, sir. What a fine...
Poor guy.
No better way to honor him than use him for the opening.
There's a lot better ways to honor him.
But the fair point way. With a really horrible impression. Okay, Nathan. Did you get the stick of truth?
Of course. Wait,
Fuck,
the video
yes.
game or the actual artifact?
The video game.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't know if the actual artifact exists.
It's unattainable.
Yeah.
If it were an element, it would be unobtainium.
Oh, man, the stick of truth. The South Park video game.
Well worth the wait. Well worth the wait, dude. And I haven't even gotten into the game really yet. Only got to play for a couple hours, and most of it was tinkering around the town, just entering random houses.
Yeah.
So,
let me just give you, Craig, and everyone listening, a piece of advice. If you're playing the South Park video game, The Stick of Truth, and you have a friend or a roommate or a family member or a significant other that would like to start their own save file, or even a sick animal that would like to start their own save file, it does allow you to have multiple save files, but have them do it on a different profile. Like if you have a PlayStation, I don't know how Xbox works. They have different profiles, right?
Yeah, that's how Xbox works.
It auto-saves, dude. I don't play a lot of video games, man. The day that came out, worked all day, got home at almost midnight, stayed up all night playing that shit for 4 or 5 hours, went to bed, got up relatively early, played that shit for 5 hours before I went to work. I hate playing video games before work, but I fucking love South Park. And I was digging it, dude. Level grinded, fucking modded my weapons, all sorts of shit, man. Explored the whole town, did a bunch of the side quests. I didn't even get that far in the game, but at least 7 hours of play, and it auto-saves my roommate's game right over my fucking save file.
Why would it do that if they're in different files themselves?
Apparently it's some type of bug. I read one person online saying that their save file disappeared. So maybe it just disappeared.
Okay, recommendation. Use different profiles when you're doing it.
Yes.
Definitely. You don't want to lose that because that's so disheartening. One thing I do have to say about the game is fucking bravo because the animation is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. You can't tell the difference between playing a game or if it's something you're watching.
Or a cutscene. Granted,
or it's a cutscene.
This is a South Park game, so it's not like we're saying that about The Last of Us or something. Although The Last of Us is pretty much in that same realm, too.
Right.
But still.
It looks just like you're watching an episode of South Park.
Totally. Exploring that town I'm a huge South Park fan. It's one of my, top 5, franchises that I'm fucking obsessed with. It's Pokemon, South Park, Jurassic Park. A lot of parks in there. And Kevin Smith. I feel like I'm missing something. Pokemon, South Park, Jurassic Park, Kevin Smith. No, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right. There you go.
Next week, expect a heartfelt apology from me to one of my favorite franchises ever. I'm like, how the fuck did I forget you? I'm so sorry. But anyway, I loved the Ralph Bakshi opening Did you catch that? The Ralph Bakshi fucking animation in the beginning? Do you know Ralph Bakshi?
No.
Oh, fucking world-class fucking animator. Did a lot of shit in like the 70s. He did the animated Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
And,
yeah, just because
Wizards. Have you ever seen Wizards?
No.
It's pretty weird. It's cool though. You know how does it do this on Xbox? Like on PlayStation, in your list of games on the system, when you leave the cursor on one, it'll start playing music for that game.
Doesn't do that for the Xbox, but I was playing this game on PS3.
Oh, okay. The music that it plays is totally like an homage or a parody of Skyrim, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I never even tried to make any connections like that.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
I was just so thrilled that one of the things you do as far as like collectibles is try to get all the Chin Pokemon.
There's 30 of them. I can't wait to see them all.
Right?
Now, it is kind of a simple game, but I like that. I need something that's simple. That I'm not a huge gamer anymore. And it's very customizable. I love the way you can like modify your armor and weapons and make it suit your strategy that you're building with
very
your character
easily
and
too.
Stuff. It's cool.
And there's lots of just like cool little things to pick up. Like right now, my guy's got balls on his chin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. What class did you choose?
I chose the warrior.
I was a thief.
Were you?
Making a thief character makes me a lot more comfortable with just raiding everyone in this town's house and taking all their belongings.
I was about to say, like, how do you feel? Like, as soon as I left Cartman in the backyard, like, immediately went up to his room and stole all his shit.
I literally stood there and I was like, I wonder if there's going to be a negative repercussion if I take Cartman's shit.
I was thinking that too, but there's not.
No, I was like, nah, this is an RPG. I'm taking
At
everything.
least not of yet. Did you pick up any of the dildos in his mom's room?
Of course.
I left them there. I was like, little boys shouldn't be touching those.
The other day on Facebook, you posted a video. Well, it was more than the other day, but every day is the other day if it's not today. So
I feel like I know where you're going here. It was glorious.
The Arkham Knight trailer. Holy shit.
I had no idea about this, and I woke up seeing this, and I was like, I need to share.
It was fucking beautiful.
It looked like real people, like a real movie.
Oh, yeah. Let me say, Harley Quinn, I love this design and this image of her because she looks so much more real and less like that Tim Burton cartoon that they had in the other Arkham games.
Yes. Everything about this trailer was just jam-packed with so much awesome.
Yeah, it was really fucking great.
The look on Two-Face, just like the explosions. This game should be the staple of what they're trying to achieve with the next-gen consoles and their graphics.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
This is hands down should have been like the number one. I haven't seen anything coming out for the new-gen consoles that look remotely close to being as awesome as this, like as far as the design.
It looks fantastic. I don't like everything about the Arkham series, but what it does right, it does right. I gotta ask though, what the fuck is an Arkham Knight?
If you need to ask, you don't deserve to know.
Like, I don't know. At that point, I feel like, all right, the franchise is the Arkham franchise,
right?
But Arkham Origins didn't have anything to do with the origins of Arkham Asylum. And
right. Arkham is now just taking the title of the game series.
Yeah.
And it's Arkham this, Arkham that.
Yeah, Batman isn't an Arkham Knight.
But at least in the first two, they legitimately made half of Gotham, old Gotham, into Arkham City.
Yeah.
And in the first game, it was obviously Arkham Asylum. But yeah, Arkham Origins, or Batman Origins, and Arkham Knight, or Dark Knight.
I didn't really notice it with Arkham Origins that much, but now that there's Arkham Knight, and I'm like, why is he the Arkham Knight? He does a lot more than go to Arkham.
And the game probably doesn't even take place anywhere near Arkham.
Seriously. But it looks fucking beautiful.
Followers of our podcast might remember a few weeks ago me talking about how Sony has purchased the rights to LastOfUsMovie.com.
Yeah, that's right.
There has now been more.
I am a follower of our podcast.
Yes,
so.
you are. You are also a creator.
I've subscribed on iTunes. I liked the Facebook page.
Yeah, more information has come out on The Last of Us movie, as in the production companies. So we get a feel of what it's going to be like if you know production companies and their values that they put on movies. Screen Gems is the main production company. And they've done a lot of blockbusters, but a lot of shitty movies, mostly.
I assume you have an example or two for me?
Quarantine was a Screen Gems picture.
Okay.
The whole Underworld series was.
I didn't like either of those.
3.
No, I meant Underworld or Quarantine.
Oh, or Quarantine.
Everyone loves Underworld, dude. I was like, honestly, I thought it was boring.
I liked the first 2 movies. The third one I wasn't a fan of. And honestly, after watching the third one, the earlier 2 seemed more dull to me.
So are you a werewolf or a vampire?
Don't make me choose.
Ah, come on.
Well, vampire.
At work today, I heard old ass My Chemical Romance song.
Vampires Will Never Hurt You?
Yeah. And
I used to be into My Chemical Romance.
I was a senior in high school, I feel like, when that album came out. Or were you in high school when the album came out?
No.
Because you're a year ahead of me.
I was a senior in high school when the first album came out. And when their second album came out that I really didn't like, I was like a sophomore in college.
What album? The one with vampires in this mirror.
That was their first one, yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. When I caught on to it, I think I was a junior or senior in high school, and I loved that fucking song, dude.
Yeah, me
I never
too,
really
man.
listened to My Chem after that, but
I liked a lot of that album, and then they just completely changed their sound.
I've heard a
As
song
bands
here or
usually
there,
do,
and
but-
I'm always like, I can recognize that it's them. And
Well,
I'm like,
yeah,
that's
but
kinda
it's like
interesting, but-
it's like them, but sold out them,
well, sure.
kind of, if you will. Like the Black Parade was just so awful.
People fucking love My Chem, dude.
I know, man.
People fucking love them. People
All sorts
like,
of 15-year-old kids in
True,
skinny jeans.
True, but other people too. People grew up with that band, man. Like it's been a
Yeah,
while,
I mean-
and they fucking love that band. People fucking cried when they broke up. Like I was like shocked. I was like, really? People care about this band that much?
Oh, I
Holy
thought you said
shit.
you were saying you were shocked that they broke up. You're
No,
like, man.
I was shocked that people gave as much of a shit as
Earth-shattering.
people gave. I was like, no disrespect. I'm just saying, I didn't know. I was like, wow. I guess once you
Man, this
graduate
was
high
like-
school, you just like
this was
lose
like bigger than the
pulse.
Van Halen breakup.
To a lot of people, it was a lot bigger. But I turned to someone I was working with. I was helping a customer, and I was like, dude, I love this song. I used to love it when I was younger. Like, it's kind of like creepy. Like, this is when vampires were still scary and threatening, and I wasn't just worried that one of them was going to ask me on a date. And the customer, it was like an older lady that I was helping, and she started laughing. She loved that shit. I was like, yeah, I'm funny. What of it?
What of it? Your daughter wants to date me, but I won't. Wow, My Chemical Romance. Back to Last of Us.
What do we talk about if not fucking
Yeah.
like angsty teenage music that came out around the year 2000?
Well, angsty teens might love this movie, so.
Angsty teens are that's my shit, dude. That's my crew right there, dude.
But there's another production company.
Not like I just hang out with angsty teens, but I mean like those are my peoples, dude, for real.
There's another production company involved in this movie, and it's Sam Raimi's company, Ghost House Pictures.
Okay, that's pretty cool, right? Even though they produced a lot of shit too, right?
Only shit, really.
Oh, really?
Ghost House Pictures is like the people that
I just
produce a
heard
lot
Sam
of the
Raimi.
movies you catch at the $5 bin. I honestly didn't know he was attached with this company.
Either did I, because I heard Sam Raimi and I was like, oh, sweet. And then you said Ghost House, and I was like, wait, yeah, they did those.
That's the company
you get like
he
2
owns.
movies on one DVD.
Exactly,
and shit.
those
Yeah.
types of. So very low budget. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. And I feel like Sony's not taking this serious enough. Like they should have tried to
That's
shop into like
lame.
Universal or something.
That's lame. At least the fucking game's enough like a movie that you can just watch someone play the game, and it's like watching a
right.
movie.
So if this movie ends up being really sucky, you can laugh and say there was more money put into the game than the making of this movie.
Yeah, and then you can just go to that YouTube page that Craig was plugging in that episode. What page was that? No, don't tell him. You can go back and listen to the episode. No disrespect to you, kind sir. We'd gladly plug your page again, but yeah, go check the episode out.
What episode was that
I
again?
don't fucking know. Read the summaries.
Or just listen to all our episodes till you find it.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Even better. Have you ever seen Iron Man use pepper spray?
Actually, yes. In issue 174,
Can you verify that with a real claim? If somebody goes and is like, I'm waiting
it's on Wikipedia. Just give me a second. Let me just.
I am so waiting for the angry
typing
email.
in wikipedia.com now.
To be like, excuse me.
Iron Man.
Issue 174 had nothing to do with pepper spray.
Iron Man used pepper spray on the...
This is why we can't trust Wiki. Well, in real life, an Iron Man of sorts did. He's a thief, too.
Really?
Yeah, there was a man arrested in Portland, Oregon.
Those fucking Portlandiers.
Yeah, he was attempting to rob an ATM machine wearing a suit of homemade armor.
To people from Portland. I don't even think that's the proper terminology.
Well, Portlandia is a show, an IFC.
I don't know. Does that take place in Portland?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Portland, Oregon, or Portland, Idaho, but...
There's two different Portlands?
I feel like there's more than one. I don't think it's
Idaho.
Idaho.
My God, my mind was
I don't think it's
blown.
Idaho, but this is the Oregon type.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just, a typical 32-year-old decided to make a homemade suit of armor and then blow open an ATM machine with a torch.
Typical.
And then pepper sprayed police.
These fucking people from Portland, man. There's a reason. There's a place where stereotypes come from, okay? Like, for real, if you guys don't want us to think you fucking dress up as comic book characters and use blowtorches to commit crimes, don't fucking dress up as Iron Man and use a blowtorch to break into an ATM.
Yes, what he said. The suit of armor that he created actually only hurt him in the long run because after being arrested for, evading police, resisting arrest, fighting an officer, and trying to rob an ATM machine, they decided to add on to that a charge of being a felon in possession of body armor.
What kind of armor was this?
It was underwear armor modified. I really hope it was modified with, machine guns right in the crotch.
Tom Savini over here.
Awesome. No, but seriously, Tom Savini's going to get his own episode at some point.
Tom Savini's Iron Man?
He can be. Fucking Tom Savini can be whatever the fuck he wants.
And he has a blowtorch crotch gun? He has a crotch torch?
And pepper spray.
And pepper spray. I imagine he shoots the pepper spray like Spider-Man.
He was also going...
Wrists. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that would be super cool. He was also going by the alias of Mark Fisher.
Oh.
So
Tom Savini's a way cooler name.
Well, he can't reuse his real name while committing these crimes.
But it's so much cooler. You couldn't have come up with something that at least sounded cooler? Like John Johnson?
That was so conspicuous. It's got to be true.
I think it was really Guy Fawkes. He just finally came up with a different name. Put on some Iron Man underwear. He didn't actually have armored underwear.
Let me break into this ATM machine.
He just had these little fucking those kids underwear with the fucking big red underoos with fucking Iron Man on them. Iron Man. And the cops were like, "Oh, he's got armor. He does.
He's got an Iron Man on his crotch.
Watch out for the pepper spray.
His knickers could be filled with anything."
He was like, "Guys, I'm just trying to make a withdrawal." I have no idea where we
with this slow burning match. we lost it.
So here on Fairpoint, we love animal news, especially that which involves monkeys in old-timey clothing driving some type of vehicle. Now, unfortunately...
Oh, my God. Get out of my dreams.
Unfortunately, none of the following stories involve monkeys in old-timey clothing driving any type of vehicles.
Yeah, because those are my personal thoughts.
Not yours.
Not yours.
They belong to me.
Yours. I should put TM after that.
Let's take a look at these. Craig, how would it feel to be pregnant in the mouth?
What?
With squid babies.
Oh, get out of H.P. Lovecraft's dreams.
I'm the fucking dream invader. Call me Freddy Krueger.
I honestly thought getting pregnant in the mouth was only a wives' tale. People told their kids not to have, oral.
I didn't even think that was a wives' tale at all.
It is now.
Tell your kids.
Tell your kids.
Don't go to these rainbow parties. You'll get pregnant in the mouth.
And for some reason, a different shade of lipstick.
A 63-year-old woman was eating calamari when she felt this painful prickling sensation in her mouth. She spit the food out. She was like, fuck. Went home. Her mouth still hurt. So she went to the doctor. Here's what she found out. She was chewing the sperm sacs of the squid. Apparently, in the Eastern world, they don't remove the organs. And in the Western world, they do remove the organs.
Okay, so this isn't going to happen to me if I eat calamari?
No, not over here. It shouldn't.
Okay, because I like calamari, and you almost scared me off it for life.
Yeah, so she was chewing a sperm sac that was full of sperm, bit into it, and apparently they're built to just rocket out the fucking... We're not trying to gross anybody out. All right, I guess we are trying to gross people out, I guess. That's not what we do, but I mean, there's no other way to fucking tell this story, but it's fucking ridiculous and fascinating.
It's like Pierce Hawthorne sperm.
So it just rocked. That's why it hurt, and she was like, oh, fuck. And she went to the doctor. They found 12 little, like, baby squid zygote, like, what do they call it, sperma things. And
yeah, sure.
Just lodged into her cheeks and her gums and her tongue.
So, like, these... squid babies are basically her mouth was a uterus.
Oh my god! And they removed them all. Can you fucking imagine?
That is fucking disgusting. This is bullshit, right?
No, this is true. This happened.
God damn it! I really want to like find out on the news a week or two from now that like checking out the internet that it was bullshit.
Oh no, this happened.
Oh, that sucks.
And like, that's what I call an Octo-Mom.
Rim shot.
Back to animal court.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun.
I don't know. The animal wasn't involved in court, but a parrot helped some police catch a man who murdered its owner, this elderly woman.
They were like, who did it? And it was like, Rah! It was him.
Well, they had a suspicion that it was someone close to her, and they went through a list of names of people she knew, and when they hit this dude's name, it freaked the fuck out.
The parrot did?
Yeah, dude. Its head started spinning like 360 degrees. It projectile vomited.
Oh, so it had like Linda Blair syndrome.
Insulted the deceased mothers of the officers. No, none of that happened. But yeah, dude, it freaked the fuck out. And I assume the guy eventually confessed, but that's kind of cool.
Well, I hope that the guy confessed for the sake of the prosecuting attorney.
Of the credulity of the fucking investigation.
Now, you see here, Judge, Your Honor, if I will, I will prove without a shadow of a doubt that this here bird saw the man who committed these here crimes.
A bird cannot be trusted in a court. I mean...
You hold your tongue, defense attorney. It's not your turn yet.
Now, this one, I don't know. I don't think it's technically considered an animal. It's about a virus. But...
Viruses are living things, too.
And for what it's worth, it's a giant virus. It has like 500 genes compared to, for example, the influenza virus, which has 8 genes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you could call this virus a scene stir. It's got a lot of genes. It listens to MyChem. This virus was frozen in permafrost for 30,000 years. Suspended animation, I guess. And scientists unthawed it, and it woke up, infected an amoeba. They watched this happen. And apparently this raises concerns of like global warming, releasing these new old strains of virus.
Nasty viruses. Now, is this virus harmful to humans?
I don't know.
The one that they woke up?
I don't know.
Because I feel like they'd be like, no, not at all. And then
it gets out.
Mysteriously, you don't hear anything from this research facility for some time. Then they send Kurt Russell in with a team to Antarctica.
But there is no Antarctica anymore, so...
Because the polar ice cap's melting. The polar vortex is moving south.
And finally, for animal news, a manual on artillery and siege warfare from about the year 1530. It was a manual that depicts cats and doves with rockets on their back. It looks like cats wearing jetpacks. And the manual actually advises military commanders to use them to, quote, unquote, set fire to a castle or city which you can't get at otherwise. However, researcher Mitch Frost says that they weren't cats in jetpacks. They would basically strap bombs, more or less, to their back.
Oh, Nathan, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I was thinking about cats on jetpacks.
Oh, yeah, I still am.
They're just flying around.
That's the
lucky
topic of
bastards.
next week's podcast.
Fucking lucky-ass cats. Why can't I get a jetpack, huh?
Basically, you take a cat from around the area of the town or castle that you want to attack. You bind a sack filled with like gunpowder and whatnot to the back of the cat.
And make a bomb.
Yeah, make a bomb, tie it to the cat, freak the cat the fuck out.
Of course. And
then you light the like slow burning wick and you send it free, so it will presumably run back home, and it'll be so freaked out that it'll just find somewhere to hide. So no one will see it. It'll be hiding somewhere, and then kaboom, the bomb goes off.
And blows up everybody in the house.
Yeah. But supposedly this is a horrible strategy and doesn't really work.
Most likely because the cat freaks out and runs off into the woods, or it doesn't stay attached to the cat, or somebody spots a cat with explosives on it.
Or it just runs and hides somewhere near your fucking base.
Or that too.
You just let it go from, and you blow up your own fucking base.
That cat's miles from here by now.
Guy Fawkes is listening. He's taking notes right now. He's like, "Oh, I should have used cats.
They used a cat, things would have been way different. I could run with the animals, talk with the animals, jump and sing and laugh with the animals.
Kaboom!"
Just the facts. Homer J. Simpson is a cartoon character that appears on the animated TV series The Simpsons. Created by Matt Groening and voiced by Dan Castellaneta, he has become one of the strongest characters in the series. After 25 seasons, even non-fans can show some love for Homer J.
Born May 12th, 1953, to Abraham and Penelope Mona Simpson, which would make him 60 years old at the time of this recording.
Yeah, but cartoons don't really age like that, do they?
Yeah, it screws with the timeline. I mean,
I'm fairly certain, since they have him at a certain age, there's no way, episodes now could have had him born in 1953.
I think his official age is 36 years old.
Which is debatable.
Fuck.
Debatable.
I'm going to be as old as Homer Simpson in 7 years. Fuck.
I have a correction to that little stat line because it has been said and proven within the series.
I was about to say, yeah, he said he was 39, right?
He debuted at 36. That was the first 7 seasons or so. That's his age. That was his age, 36 years old. Season 8 and 9, he was 38 and 39, respectively. And currently, as far back as season 18, it was said that he's 40 years old.
And, Bart hasn't aged at all, though. He's still 10 years old.
Right.
So it's
they just changed his age.
And there was an episode where Dr. Hibbert said that he was so unhealthy that his life expectancy was, 42, I think? Yeah, 42 years old. So that would mean if he was 36 and Bart was 10, he would be dead by the time Bart's 16.
Yep.
If he's fucking 40 and Bart's 10, he's
12.
Dead in 2 years, dude. 2 fucking years. But we've seen mad flash forwards where Homer's still alive 15 years into the future. So
living in a house that he bought underwater.
He clearly isn't a normal person, but we'll get into that.
Oh, he's a special sort.
Yes.
And here's a little bit of trivia. Legally, Homer Simpson has had 2 different names. Do you know what the other name was?
I'm sure I've seen the episodes and forgot it a long time ago.
Well, his other name that he legally had it changed to in an episode was Max Power.
Okay.
His name was used as a character on television who, ironically enough, was a bumbling idiot. So Homer wanted to change his name to escape prejudice, because he has the same name as a stupid character on TV.
Okay.
And he had a whole list of names that he brought to the judge. And it was just hilarious. So the final verdict was, Homer Simpson, I'm going to give you the only name you spelled right on here. Max Power. And then he's like, I got it off a hairdryer.
Oh, fuck. I love Homer. He's so awesome, dude. He is one of the greatest fucking characters, fictional characters of, American media.
Hands
of
down.
all time.
There is no fight with me here. I mean, it's like, with me, it's Homer Simpson and Batman.
Oh, yeah,
They're
Batman.
like
and
neck and neck. They're Homer
and Jack
Simpson.
Sparrow. Jack Sparrow's on the list for me.
Yeah, no, not for me.
A lot of people have cited Cartman as being one of the greatest, like, American fictional characters. And Cartman is a fucking fantastic character, but I don't think he's in Homer Simpson's league. And let me state this, I like South Park better than The Simpsons. So don't take it the wrong way. South Park's my shit.
I don't. I like Simpsons better than South Park, but South Park is also my shit.
Word.
So.
Simpsons is also my shit, so word.
Word.
But, As far as I'm concerned, though, in South Park, their greatest contribution to great fictional characters of American folklore would be Butters. Butters is on that list.
American folklore. He's up there with Johnny Appleseed.
He's up there with Homer Simpson, Jack Sparrow, Batman.
Yeah.
Fuck Johnny Appleseed.
I love a lot of characters. I'm not even going to get into the amount of characters that I think are great fictional characters. There's too many to count. But with me, it's literally Batman and Homer, and then the gap between the next one is so significant that it doesn't even matter.
Can I say that that's a crossover I would love to see? Like, can we get that instead of Batman and Superman?
Batman in the Simpsons universe.
Batman and Homer. I don't care if it's in Gotham or Springfield. Batman and Homer.
Oh, man. I think... Yeah, it would be tough to work Batman going into Springfield for something because probably the villain he'd be going after would end up being Homer doing something stupid.
Dude, there we go. Batman versus Homer. Fuck Batman versus Superman.
He's so used to something that's just on this level of grandeur, and he realized that, it's just a dumb 40-year-old with a scheme. Like
Homer's social security number is 568-47-0008. So if you want to take Homer's identity, go right ahead. I'm sure it's a lot easier than Rambo's.
But just like Batman, you can never be Homer Simpson.
We're just douchebags. We're just revealing people's social security numbers on air. I'm surprised we haven't gotten in trouble for this. That's probably illegal, right?
It goes a long way to say that they're fictional characters.
Fictional's a 4-letter word, Craig.
It is not. You check your spelling, sir.
Casper Hauser told me.
You know what? I told you this would happen if you started hanging around with that little weirdo.
Apparently, Homer's email address is Chucky Lover 53. That's CHUKYLOVER53 at AOL.com.
Makes a lot of sense. And just for...
Wait, how does it make a lot of sense, though?
Because it's something so random that only Homer would pick it.
Does he really like the Child's Play movies?
It could be a different Chucky. It's spelled differently.
Yeah,
it's not
Chucky.
CK, it's just K.
Chucky.
Right? Fun fact, this is an actual email account, and the person whose email account... they set it up as Homer Simpson, and they will reply to you as Homer would reply.
Yeah, it's a writer for the show, actually, Matt Selman.
I was about to say, I was going to guess the name, but I felt like I'd be off, but it turns out I wasn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You were just going to randomly guess?
Well, no.
Matthew, what's a good surname? What's a popular but not too
Cornelius?
on the nose? No, not Selman. Matthew Selman? I'm going to go with Matthew Selman.
No, I did research it, but it's not in front of me. I was just going from memory of the last couple days. Homer currently holds a steady job at the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant as a safety inspector.
In Sector 7G.
That's his spot. You can find him sleeping at any work day.
Interesting little tidbit of knowledge here. Accidents at the plant have doubled since he was made safety inspector.
I'm surprised it's only doubled.
Yeah.
I mean, this man...
That implies that whatever was happening before, he did the equivalent of that. Or he was responsible for the equivalent of that.
This man worked there for years before he even got certified in nuclear fission.
And wasn't he was fired, right, before he became the safety inspector? Like, he used to do something else there, right?
Yeah, he was a nuclear technician.
Okay. And he got fired. But then he got his job back. And he's quit several times since then.
He's been fired several times.
And he just gets his job back.
And I just love how
you think that
how aloof he is to like his own job, Harold. Like he's on it in the middle of some scheme, you know, and Marge would be like, Homer, work called. They said if you don't come in tomorrow, don't bother coming in Monday. And he says, woohoo, 3-day weekend. like, come on, man. Can you not get the picture?
Oh my God, I love that man.
And dude, at this point, it's a 5-day weekend or like a full week's vacation.
Do you think the reason
he hasn't gone in for a few days?
Do you think the reason he's still able to just skate on by is because Mr. Burns never remembers him?
You got a good point there.
There are times when he does seem to remember him and know that he's a fuck up. But more often than not, I feel like he's like, who? And Mr. Smithers is like, Homer Simpson, sir.
Yeah, well, that was the running gag with Who Shot Mr. Burns series or little arc that they had. Homer was pissed off that he didn't notice him, right? Yeah, he really was.
That's that episode? That wasn't a different...
No, that was that.
Okay, because I remember both those episodes.
Top suspect.
Didn't realize they were... Yeah, totally. I remember that. When that happened, oh my God, that was a huge event, dude.
And you know, it was like they did it so perfectly to the point where the finale of season 5 was the cliffhanger. And then you had to wait till the first episode of season 6.
Dude, I remember my family getting together and watching that episode. We watched Simpsons together a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
They had contests. Like, guess who shot Mr. Burns? I remember this as a child. Like,
yep.
They,
how many people do you think guessed? Spoiler alert! Giant evil alien squid.
Me, just me, just me.
No, but how many people do you think guessed Maggie?
Nobody, guaranteed nobody. It was rumored they originally had it written up to be Waylon Smithers, but they had just changed it, last minute, I think, to like throw everybody off.
Too many people guessed Waylon Smithers. And
well, because it was like almost obvious,
Make it. What was the least guessed character? And they're like, comic book guy. No,
no, that doesn't even make any sense.
We're not going with that.
They didn't have a reason to.
What was the second least requested character?
The way
Bumblebee
it happened.
Man. And they're like, really? More people said Bumblebee Man than comic book? Well, I guess that kind of made... And then like 50 characters later, they were like Maggie. And they're like, there it is.
Spoiler alert. No. Yeah, spoiler alert for something that's, 19
Giant
years
evil
old.
alien squid actually got more votes
than Maggie.
And more babies in the mouth.
Oh. Would you like some calamari? No,
sense,
thank
right?
you.
I make sentence good. Yes.
Okay, Ralph.
I make sentence.
I squished my Wookiee.
Verb, noun, verb.
He doesn't know what those are. So back to the main man. He has worked at other jobs other than the nuclear power plant.
He's probably done a bunch.
He's tried to sell sugar that he got.
Yeah, that's what they call it nowadays.
That worked, and it almost worked out for him when he was actually trying to sell the bees back to the beekeepers. Long story. Watch the episode. He's been the mascot for the Springfield Atoms, the baseball team.
Oh, word.
He's been Burns' assistant for a few weeks while Smithers was away on vacation.
Okay.
He worked in advertising, I believe. Basically, it was a rip-off of Don Draper from Mad Men.
Craig, how long do you think this podcast is? You're going to list every single thing that Homer Simpson is, like his employment? Oh, my God, he's done so much. Keep going.
Okay, I'm done. You guilted me into being done.
No, I was saying...
Nope. I refuse.
It was the exact opposite. I was like, let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. He's actually been part owner of Moe's Bar since he helped him get out of debt.
Okay.
Took out after paying off the mortgage on his home, he took out an 8th mortgage.
Jesus Christ.
He would do anything for his friends. He's a stand-up guy. Dumb and inconsiderate most times, but he does have a heart of gold.
Yeah, he's not inconsiderate intentionally.
Yeah, Homer has gotten a few really close lifelong friends, I would say. Barney's been his best friend since high school, and honestly, it's Homer's fault that he's a drunk.
So have Moe, Carl, and Lenny, though.
Kind of, not really. Carl and Lenny were more work friends. He just knew him in high school.
They've definitely hung out, though.
You know what? I'll give you that.
Conversely, back to what you said a minute ago, that it's Homer's fault that Barney's such a drunk. It's also, in a way, Barney's
damn fault.
No, right? Take responsibility for yourself, you fat schlub. No,
And you're aware of your problems, sir. You made a fine art film about it.
What's the opposite of fault? Like a positive version of fault. Like they're responsible for something positive.
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay. So
it's the opposite of his fault.
It's also Barney's blank that Homer isn't as bad a drunk as he is, because Barney actually encouraged Homer. Homer's dad, Abraham, was a fucking horrible father, and I guess he actually let him drink as a kid and fed him beer or something. I don't know. And fucking like Barney convinced Homer to like wait until he was older to start drinking.
You know what that is? That is a good point. It is a good point. Well, he works with Lenny and Carl at the nuclear power plant. They themselves did go to college and get degrees to work at the place.
I like Lenny and Carl. They're cool. They're cool fucking characters.
They're the best bromance. They're one of the best bromances in history.
They might be gay, but we'll delve deeper into that.
It's funny
in
too
the
because
Lenny and Carl episode.
Yeah, they have noted that on Valentine's Day they take each other's sisters out on dates.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And another one, they're
Mount Carlmore.
Yes.
I love how I don't even have to to have a Simpsons conversation with you. I can just say one or two words.
And I know exactly. Yeah. I don't need a setup. I don't need any reference. I've seen them all. And I was going to get into something more about Lenny and Carl.
They're Buddhists.
We could save that for the Lenny and Carl episode.
Oh, you just spoiled it.
God.
Spoiler alert for Fairpoint 76.
Lisa's a Buddhist too.
Dude, that's dope. I knew Lisa was, but Lenny and Carl, I had no idea.
Yep, along with Apu.
Apu's a Buddhist? Are you sure?
That's where Lenny and Carl were.
There's no way Apu's a Buddhist. He's totally Hindu.
He's
I swear to God, I've seen that dude talk about Hindu gods. I swear to Krishna, I've seen that dude talk about Hindu gods.
Exactly, but he had a Zen Buddha garden up on top of the Quickie Mart. That's where Lenny and Carl were, along with Paul McCartney.
Look at me. I'm the worst Zen Buddhist ever because I'm sitting here being like, no, he can't be Buddhist. He's a Hindu, which is not the message that we should be sending because anybody can be a Buddhist.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what religion you are because Buddhism isn't actually a religion. And
so
no,
you can be both.
Yeah. So Apu can totally be a Hindu and a fucking Buddhist.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, I know what episode I watched, man. It was on top of Apu's Quickie Mart. Lisa, Lenny, Carl, and Paul McCartney were chilling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of people that are Christian and Buddhist. You know, and Paul McCartney, I mean, he's what? Buddhist, Hare Krishna, Hindu, Christian.
Paul McCartney can be whatever the fuck he wants to be. Dude's goddamn Beatle.
No, we don't actually make any claims for Paul McCartney's religious affiliation. We're just joking because he was a hippie at one point, at least.
At one point in his life,
would you consider the Beatles hippies? They weren't really hip. Well,
they were pop stars.
Yeah, they fucking went to India and did acid and they became Hare Krishnas. They were totally hippies. Yeah, the Beatles were hippies.
But they were hippies and pop stars, as in hippie music was the pop of that time.
Well, where I was going a minute ago was was it just hippies following them and listening to their music? But no, those motherfuckers were hippies. Anyway.
His other lifelong friend is bartender.
Mo Sislak.
Yes, ugly kid Mo. Used to be gorgeous Mo when he was a boxer.
Fuck. Another great character. Goddamn, The Simpsons has...
so many great characters, so fleshed out. And I think that's one positive you can take away from 25 seasons.
Yeah.
Is that you have all this time to explore
even
all these other characters.
Seasons, man. You watch a couple seasons from the early seasons and Mo, who is not at all an important character.
He's not a main character by any means.
All sorts of characters, almost every character you see in The Simpsons is so fucking well-defined and has personality. And just seeing them deliver their line doesn't even have to be funny. Because seeing them deliver it and being like, oh my God, that's exactly the way that person would say that, is funny in and of itself.
Because that's a response from him. I do totally get what you're saying. And the thing that rocks my world even more is the fact that most of these voices, like 30 characters or so, are voiced by like 4 people.
God, seriously, dude. Seriously.
Homer has a staggering IQ of a whopping 55. Yeesh.
So why is Homer so stupid? There's a bunch of reasons, possible explanations, and fan theories.
Well, if you want to go ahead and start, and I'll let you, hopefully you'll get to the one that I'm thinking of. But when you get to it, I'll stop you and say, that's the one. That's the one I love. That's the one I think. That's the best one.
I think they've all contributed to make him the really fucking interesting, unique person that he is. So why is his IQ 55? When he was 6, his IQ was significantly higher until he accidentally got a crayon lodged in his brain.
There it is. That's mine right there. That's the one I love. He actually had it removed at a point, and he became a genius again.
But had it put back in.
It had something to do with not wanting to be the smart person anymore. He was like...
Couldn't relate.
Yeah. I feel like he finally saw what it was like to be Lisa and wanted to go back to the dumb life. You know, he just couldn't handle being
God
so
bless Lisa.
smarter
dude,
than
I fucking
everybody.
love Lisa, dude. She's... it's like Homer and Maggie are my 2 favorites. But Lisa... Fuck, Lisa's fucking
and
awesome,
Maggie
dude.
has so much personality for somebody who's never spoken a word.
One word.
One word.
Actually, no, 2 words.
Right. If you want to know what the one secret word is, watch the movie and wait for
And
the
there's
end
another
of the credits.
one. No, but there's another one in an episode. I was thinking of the one from the episode.
Yeah, and I almost spoiled it for everybody for the
Fuck.
other one,
It was fuck.
obviously. Maggie said fuck on Fox, yes.
Well, actually, that's a deal the Simpsons has with Fox, is that Fox has no say over what they say in their scripts. That's why the Simpsons is always making jokes about Fox.
Yes. The thing is, Fox is powerless. It's the only one of their shows, other than, Fox Sunday NFL, that has been able to keep the fan base that it has.
Right. The difference being that
Not get canceled.
Comedy Central pretty much just lets South Park say whatever they want. Whereas The Simpsons, it's in contract.
Yeah.
They're like, we can say whatever we want. So I'm pretty sure they could still bleep out if they said fuck. Fox could still bleep out fuck.
Yeah, well,
I can't
I don't
imagine-
think the Simpsons themselves know they wouldn't be able to really get away with that.
Yeah, they're not interested in
an
saying
8 o'clock
fuck.
rule,
Yeah, the Simpsons writers know they're not. I have noticed them trying to get edgier and trying to attract the Adult Swim,
in a way,
South Park crowd.
it's not even South Park. I feel like it was more trying to compete with Family Guy.
Yeah,
because
that too.
Family Guy got super edgy and gross, but
Every episode
I
has
do
an
like
Otto
Family
smoking
Guy.
pot joke
Yes,
now.
absolutely.
Every fucking episode you see Otto smoking pot at least once.
I do like Family Guy, but it'll never be The Simpsons.
Fuck, Mo almost hung himself in an episode recently. Do you remember that? There was a whole episode based around Mo hanging himself. And then at the end, he
because Mo's a depressing
he looked
sort.
up at his noose and something. He's like, "Not tonight, old buddy," or something, and which was kind of optimistic because it was cool. They made him feel optimistic about life, but it was also holy shit, man. That's kind of
this
dark.
is serious.
Not tonight, old buddy.
Back to Homer.
He carries the Simpson gene, which is a gene on the Y chromosome that only affects males in the Simpson. Contributes to
yes, the Simpsons gene.
Yeah, it mainly contributes to baldness and laziness.
And low test scores. Because even at one point, Bart used to have all A's.
Basically, and I use the word basically very loosely.
As in basic.
According to the Simpsons wiki, this is a biological explanation of Homer's condition.
Yes. It's now made official with the throat clearing.
Homer has the defective Simpson gene located on the Y chromosome. The Simpson gene is actually an allelic anomaly that exerts phenotypic dominance over its counterpart locus on the X chromosome donated by his mother, regardless of the fact that they are non-homologous. Because it is a dominant allele in this hemizygous condition, the exceptional intelligence that would result from the expression of the allele on the... Am I pronouncing that right? Allele?
I have no fucking clue what you're saying at this point, man.
I remember the word from chemistry class or something, but I don't fucking remember how to say it or what it is.
you.
Hemizygous condition The exceptional intelligence that would result from the expression of the allele on the X chromosome is repressed. This repression allows for the expression of only the Simpson gene and causes mental inertia to begin at approximately age 8 and continue to increase in severity until adulthood when it plateaus. Homer's intelligence is therefore naturally below average due to his genetic condition, but his years of work at the nuclear plant have mutated his Y chromosome and have rendered his Simpson allele inactive. This grants him not only normal intelligence, but exceptional intelligence, facilitated by the unblocked allele locus on his X chromosome inherited from his mother. This intelligence, however, is not expressed because of a crayon lodged in the frontal lobe of his forebrain, a key area of regulation for cognition and behavior, since he was a child. But it had been removed, revealing his extraordinary intelligence, but he insisted it be relodged to restore him to normal social status of a moron, rather than a nerdy genius.
Jesus, man. 2 points. 1, that was a mouthful. 2, you probably lost everybody at some point in there because I faded in and out at certain spots. But 3, yes, I just pulled a little M. Night Shyamalan on you. There's a 3rd point to this that ties everything together.
Almost everything.
All the theories about
and
it.
I was pretty lost,
too. The crayon and the...
Working at the power plant.
Yeah.
That's something I never considered. This constant exposure to radiation.
To and
nuclear waste.
Seriously, Homer, as a safety inspector, is not the safest of people. Like, he's used nuclear power to make a donut bigger to eat. He has actually gone into a testing facility with no nuclear radiation and almost melted down the entire plant.
Also, once when he was young, his father wouldn't buy him a bike, so he held his breath until he passed out, which left him with brain damage. Later in life, he voluntarily underwent experimental military testing. And let's not forget, he drinks a lot. And as we said, he even drank at a very young age.
One of the side effects of the military testing was also baldness.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, speaking of this nuclear waste thing, this is my own little fan theory here. Now, we've seen Homer do things that should be totally impossible.
Oh, yeah. He's an extraordinary human being.
I mean, he, through his own ineptitude, caused cornflakes and milk to burst into flames. He also... Are you okay, Craig?
No, I'm just going with
Jesus
basic,
Christ.
The Homer's over the top laughing at something super stupid.
I got really scared at that. All right, Salacious Crumb.
Laugh.
And like you said, he caused the nuclear meltdown in a van with nothing there.
Zero nuclear materials in the testing facility.
And yeah, Dr. Hibbert noticed that his blood was way radiated.
Oh, yeah. He didn't even have to be injected with iodine to take x-rays.
Wasn't that the joke? He was like, Now don't be alarmed. We've injected his blood with a radioactive locator so we can look at it on the x-ray.
And the nurse are like,
no, we
have not.
So I think Homer might have like what equates to like superpowers, that he's so radioactive that, for one, that's why he's so horribly unhealthy and yet at the same time alive.
And even though he eats like a 300-pounder, he's really only a 235-pounder.
Yeah, speaking of his ill health, Homer has actually died.
Twice.
First, he died of a heart attack, but was later revived when Mr. Burns mentioned ham.
That's so Homer. The second death was in a more recent episode where he had won the lottery, but due to the circumstances he won it under, he couldn't tell Marge, so he was hiding all the money and stressing out about being rich. So he literally stressed himself to death.
Oh my God.
But clung to life as his spirit was like, leaving his body, going up towards heaven. He looked down, saw himself on the ground, screamed in the typical Homer, ah! And like desperately clawed his way back to his body and came back to life.
Awesome. That's Homer.
That's Homer.
That's so Homer.
Fuck you, Raven.
Soho. That's Soho.
It's not just a place anymore.
He's also died the most times, and that would be 20, in the Treehouse of Horror segments.
Oh,
which
God.
they're not canon, but...
No, but listen, there's definitely going to be a Treehouse of Horror episode in the future, so it has to be.
Spoiler alert, Jesus.
Has to be. No, I'm putting my fucking foot down right here. There has to be.
Oh, absolutely.
One thing we did forget to mention about him is he has his own syndrome named after him as account of his skull being so thick.
And there's like a layer of like liquid surrounding his brain.
Yeah,
too.
it's kind of just like a buffer almost, to where he could take punches and not feel anything until Jedrick Tatum hit him. then he got woozy. The rest of his body though is pretty, able. Flabby, yeah, but
fat,
it can withstand a lot of punishment.
Radioactive.
It really could withstand a lot of
irradiated.
punishment. I mean, he joined Lollapalooza as the guy that got a cannon shot at his stomach.
That's true. Like I'm saying, man, this dude's got powers. He's radioactive.
Man, the Simpson clan are Episcopalian of sorts.
Okay.
The specific religion has been said on multiple occasions by Reverend Lovejoy, but it's such a long name, and I don't think it's real, honestly. But they are Episcopalian. Homer himself is not completely religious, but he has spoken to God in his dreams.
A few times, right?
A couple times, yeah. God gave him
those
permission.
are actual canon appearances,
Yes.
right? Not just Treehouse of Horror shit.
Well, no, but it was a dream.
Every time?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, though, I mean, that's how God works, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what they
True.
say.
That's true. He gave
God
him permission to
works
skip
in
church.
mysterious ways. Apparently, dreams are mysterious, right? I mean,
She moves in a mysterious way. Ha ha ha. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Didn't realize that was going to come out of this.
that's what she said when she ate the calamari.
Oh, stop. Ugh, I'm getting sick. I really love calamari too, so that sucks. I don't want to eat it anymore.
Squid babies in your mouth.
Religion? Yeah, sure. Like he's made comments about the churchgoers, too busy talking to their phony baloney God. His words, not mine.
That was in the movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know the name of his savior. He continuously calls Jesus Jeebus.
Jeebus.
Yes.
Yeah. One of my favorite gags was when he was praying and you think he's praying to God to save him, and then you realize he's praying to Superman.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, please, if you're real, help me, Superman.
Oh, we could go on forever about Homer J. He's won a Grammy. Shit.
Apparently, he's really musically gifted.
He's had records go gold. I don't know about platinum. But not only is he musically talented, he's musically talented in different genres of music. Move over Kurt Cobain, he invented grunge.
Totally.
Definitely, with his band Sadgasm. His other band, the one he won a Grammy for, would be the B Sharps, the barbershop quartet that Lenny, let me see if I can remember from the top of my head who was in the band. Was it Lenny and Carl?
I don't know.
And Principal Skinner, and originally Chief Wiggum, but they kicked him out. They kicked him out of the band before they got famous.
For being a narc?
No, because the talent agent said he was the one that has to go.
Oh, okay. Well, that's typical.
They were holding auditions for the replacement, and Chief Wiggum just put on a fake mustache and sang Dr. Dolittle.
Also, little known fact, he played both oboe and glockenspiel on Toronto supergroup Broken Social Scene's most recent effort. What was it, 2009's Forgiveness Rock record.
Did he?
No.
Ah! Fuck, you got me. I really would have believed that.
Homer played oboe and glockenspiel on Sweetest Kill. Not Swedish Kill. Sweetest Kill. Sweetest Kill.
Sweetest Oh, Swedish Kill.
Fish.
Swedish Fish was so good, damn it. You know what? No, now you got me all frazzled. You need a Swedish Fish break.
Yeah, we need to change up the pace. All right, so the whole Simpson family was created on the spot in 1986 in the lobby of producer James L. Brooks' office.
On the spot, you say?
Yeah, basically Matt Groening was going to pitch a bunch of animated shorts for the Tracy Ullman Show, originally planning to adapt his comic strip Life in Hell, which you may have seen, The Rabbits.
Yes.
Well, I know you've seen it, but you, the listener, may have seen it.
And that's basically where, those of you that might remember the old Simpsons arcade game, that's where the style of those rabbits you're randomly chasing came from.
Totally.
Or
but
the rabbit on the TV show or whatever they
he
had.
didn't want to give up publishing rights for that and realized he would have to. So, in a rush, he created a different idea about a dysfunctional family right there on the spot and pitched that to them.
He didn't care about giving up publishing rights to.
Well, yeah, he was just like, okay, how about this?
It turned out to be one of the most popular things ever.
So much better than Life in Hell.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm glad he went with it, too. Little side note fun fact. Go ahead. Take a quick look at a profile shot of Homer Simpson. Go ahead. No, we'll wait for you to do it right now. Look it up on your phone. Go ahead. Look at his hairline and his ear. It makes an M and a G.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Totally. His ear actually doesn't anymore.
Not anymore, but the older ones
in the original
do.
sketch, it was. And whenever you see Matt Groening actually draw the character,
he does the G, and then he'll fill it in.
But
after.
he ultimately decided like that would be way too distracting because it doesn't look like anyone else's ear. So he let him just draw it like a normal ear.
But they did eventually air their first short titled Good Night on April 19th, 1987 on that same show, The Tracy Ullman Show, which is interesting because if you've seen it, which a lot of people probably have, I'm one of the biggest Simpsons fans you'll ever meet, and it sucked. It is not funny.
No, but it's fascinating.
But it was still way funnier than Tracy Ullman, am I right? Bada-boom.
It's just like the early South Park shorts.
Like pre-pilot, obviously, right?
The Frosty and the Spirit of Christmas.
Ah, yes.
Not necessarily funny. I guess they're kind of funny, but just fascinating. For somebody like me that's obsessed with fiction and that's obsessed with pop culture, it's fascinating.
And yet, somehow, can miraculously tell the two apart.
No, I can't. What, fiction and pop culture or fiction and reality? Because I can't tell either apart.
So why does it matter? Pick one.
Homer was named after Matt Groening's father, Homer Groening,
who was named after the poet Homer.
Of course.
But Matt Groening has stated many times that the only similarity between Homer and his father is the name.
Totally.
And he went on record to saying that it was only a name by naming his firstborn Homer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. You would think he named his firstborn Homer because Homer brought him all
money?
of his great wealth and life and status.
Well, let's just be thankful he didn't name his firstborn Bart.
Yeah, he was like, oh no, I'm not tempting fate. Come on, guys.
And then he realized he couldn't name him Bort because it's too popular.
Should have named him a proper Christian name, a proper Catholic name like John Johnson. Can you just say that? And
should have named him a proper Catholic name. Should have named him something like John Johnson. Who the hell names that kid Bort anyway?
Mr. Groening's also been cited as saying that Homer was also named after a character in the 1939 Nathaniel West novel, The Day of the Locust. And his middle initial, J, that of course is an homage to legends in the field of animation, Rocket J. Squirrel and Bullwinkle J. Moose.
Yeah, just dawned on me. Matt Groening's two main characters, Homer Simpson and Philip Fry, both have the same middle name.
Yes. And Rocky and Bullwinkle's middle names were named after legend J. Ward.
I did not know that. Thank you for...
There you go. So,
there you go.
I mean, Simpsons,
knowledge
it's just
on
tied
mine.
to fucking animation culture.
And, yeah, and history. Oh, I'm feeling so cultured now. Yes. Homer Simpson is way more important than any of you understand, all things considered.
Absolutely. I like this. I'm not going to try to sum it up for you. I'll just let the man himself speak. Matt Groening on the eventual shift in focus from Bart to Homer through the first few seasons of the show.
Yeah. Originally, they wanted to focus on Bart because it was a cartoon. They figured they would be able to market it more to children.
Wait, were you under the impression that you were the man? No, Matt Groening was the man.
Well, we could both be the man.
No. I said I was going to let Matt Groening, explain this.
I don't know how to do a Matt Groening impression.
No, I know. You were just supposed to,
let nothing happen, not speak.
No, I was gonna
let Matt Groening say something.
I was gonna tell them what Matt Groening said, and it's totally cool. You can explain it. It's all good. But I was I'm just gonna let the man speak, and you were like, all right, dude, I got this.
Thank you for calling me the man. Okay, what did this Matt Groening say?
This fucking guy, this
false
Matt
prophet
Groening
here.
What
did he say?
This guy over here with the 20 fucking seasons.
Even though it's coming out of your fucking mouth, what did Matt Groening say? Because it'd probably be close to what I was going to say.
With Homer, that's just a wider range of jokes you can do. All right.
That doesn't sound anything like Matt Groening. Wow. I'm not sure what you were doing.
With Homer, there's just a wider range of jokes you can do, and there are far more drastic consequences to Homer's stupidity. There's only so far you can go with a juvenile delinquent. We wanted Bart to do anything up to the point of him being tried in court as an adult. But Homer is an adult, and his boneheadedness is funnier. Homer is launching himself headfirst into every single impulsive thought that occurs to him.
Wow, I couldn't have said it better myself.
And, speaking of that, as far as him strangling Bart, Matt Groening basically said that it could only be done impulsively and never premeditated because that would be sadistic.
Yeah, he's not, at work saying, I can't wait to get home and strangle Bart.
Yeah, I'm going to whoop his ass when he gets home. No, it's just Bart pisses him off. He's like, oh, why you little?
And that's just Homer not thinking and acting first and being Homer.
And that was phased out.
It still happens, but not as often. And usually when it does happen, it's more done to a gag. There's an end point to the gag. More like a throwback call, maybe.
Yeah, and it's paying respect to the roots of the series in a sense, too,
While Mike Scully was the executive producer and showrunner, which was roughly around season 9 to 12 of the show, you did see a little change in Homer.
1997 to 2001, right?
They kind of made Homer more self-aggrandizing and boorish, if you will, kind of like a dick. Fans have coined this as the jerk-ass Homer phase.
The jerk-ass Homer.
They made it more in Dan Castellaneta's own words, he basically said it was they made it more cartoonish, and he even had turned down lines and said he wouldn't read things because they made him too mean. He said Homer wouldn't, do this.
Yeah, Homer wouldn't do this.
Homer wouldn't do this. And
he would never
trust me, if you're fucking hearing this from Dan Castellaneta, you fucking listen to Dan Castellaneta.
Right. Trust me, I know Homer.
Trust me, I know Homer. I've kind of been doing him for about 11 years at this point.
I'm kind of familiar with the character, if you will. He basically was like, look, Homer would never be intentionally mean. Maybe impulsively or ignorantly. But he would never actually try to hurt somebody's feelings.
Right. Absolutely. And they even made some editing changes to the Simpson movie to make Homer seem more sympathetic instead of more of an asshole.
Yeah.
True story.
Did you know that originally there was this whole subplot planned? Matt Groening planned.
Yes, I knew this.
How do you know what I'm going to talk about? You know what I'm going to talk about. Come on, you know what I'm going to... I'm even a fool myself.
Just for everybody's benefit, you tell
Well, no,
first.
Fuck it, we don't even have to address it.
For everybody's benefit,
they
you
can
might as
figure
well
it out.
let them
Google
know.
it. Weird shit about Homer that Fairpoint was going to talk about but didn't. No.
You'll never find anything.
The reason Homer and Krusty the Clown look so similar, there was originally going to be a whole subplot where, Bart doesn't really respect his father, but he loves Krusty the Clown.
And it turns out his dad is his idol.
Yep, same
Instead
person.
of making that the real story arc, they made an episode where Homer became a Krusty impersonator.
Yeah, it would have been early in the show. They were like, that's too convoluted. And, I'm glad they didn't, because Krusty became a great fucking character, as all the Simpsons characters did.
But in a design note, Krusty the Clown basically is Homer in makeup and a wig.
Right.
That's why he made such a good impersonator. All right, we've spoken about him. We've mentioned him. But Dan Castellaneta, the guy who voices Homer, not only Homer, but Grandpa, Krusty, Barney, Groundskeeper Willie, Mayor Quimby, Hans Moleman, and more roles.
So fucking dope.
Very talented man. He's one of my top voice actors of all time, up there with...
I mean, as far as Simpsons is concerned, rivaled only by, Phil Hartman, right? Or is there anyone else that rivals them? Am I being super disrespectful to somebody right now?
Yeah, Nancy Cartwright.
Oh, my God! I'm such a misogynist prick. I'm like, no, only the man.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, oh, my God, yeah, Nancy
she's
Cartwright.
She's the female
absolutely.
Dan Castellaneta. But yeah, other than that glaring oversight, you would be right in Dan Castellaneta being like top of the top there.
And Marsha Wallace.
Yes. Dan Castellaneta is like tops among the tops with the voices there. If you want to get into his mind on how he made Homer and do the voice, because it's not his normal speaking voice, obviously. Like most voice actors, their normal voice isn't the voice of the character they're portraying. Early cantations of Homer was a loose impression of Walter Matthau.
Yeah, but he couldn't hold it up.
No, he couldn't. In order to go with it and make himself more versatile, he didn't do it as deep. And
because after like a 9-10 hour recording session.
Oh, I can only imagine. Especially when he has to do other voices too on top of that.
Right.
But how he did the voice was he dropped his chin to his chest.
It spoke like this.
Can you tell the difference?
Would I talk like this?
Because I'm just still speaking my normal voice.
But I dropped my chin to my chest.
You're not changing your voice at all?
I'm not at all.
Bullshit.
No, swear to God. I was like playing with it.
All right, hold on. I'm going to try.
I was really playing with it.
I'm going to try. I'm just going to tell you my next little bit of... I'm going to drop my next bit of science on you cats. Going back and forth between chest to the fucking... I'm sorry, chin to the fucking chest and normal.
But make sure to puff out your chest so you can reach the mic.
So I'm going to puff out my chest. My chest is puffed out. And now I'm going to be like, all right. So word. Homer's catchphrase of dough made it into the New Oxford Dictionary of English and the Oxford English Dictionary, defined respectively as an interjection used to comment on action perceived as foolish or stupid and expressing frustration at the realization that things have turned out badly or not as planned, or that one has just said or done something foolish. I guess that does sound kind of different, doesn't it?
I don't know about you,
but I certainly heard a different inflection.
I feel like you're fucking exaggerating, though.
I'm not,
though.
Do I sound that different when I do it?
Yes, you do.
So the definition of dough is...
An annoyed grunt?
No.
Ah, so close.
That would be much more simplistic, though, right?
Well, little aside, whenever it's written as dough in the script, it's just in brackets and it says annoyed grunt. And Dan Castellaneta completely made that up. The dough! It just said annoyed grunt.
Originally, it was much more slower and dough.
Dough! Yeah.
Matt Groening was like, the animation's way more fast-paced. It'll be a lot easier to animate it if you're just like...
I can't do that.
If you do it fast, then dough!
Sega!
Sega! The same thing, they were like, Sega!
No, it was the Sonic one. Sega! Sega!
No, the definitions are, definition A, used to comment on an action perceived as foolish or stupid. And definition B, expressing frustration at the realization that things have turned out badly or not as planned, or that one has just said or done something foolish. So Homer was voted the second greatest cartoon character of all time by TV Guide.
I find it hard to believe
right behind
that
Bugs
he
Bunny.
wasn't number one. Fuck you, Bugs Bunny.
Dude, I'm trying to be totally objective here. Homer Simpson is a much better character than Bugs Bunny.
Definitely. Hands down, I understand why Bugs Bunny is number one. He's
iconic.
Yeah, like Mickey. Honestly, I'm surprised Mickey wasn't voted higher than Homer.
But being iconic is one thing, and being iconic definitely says something, but Homer is fucking iconic too.
The fact that
and he is
Homer Simpson is
multi-layered.
head and shoulders funnier than both those characters, and more.
He's a real person.
Yeah, yellow person with 4 fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real person.
Yeah. 5 o'clock shadow grows back instantaneously.
Craig's like, I don't know if this is more of you not being able to tell the difference between fiction and reality. I don't know if I'm supposed to encourage this or discourage this. Oh, God. Fuck Bugs Bunny, Homer, FTW.
AF.
AFTWAF. Do you remember way back in the day?
Yes.
I think it was 1995.
It was a good year. Yeah.
Set the stage. The leaves are falling. There's some adult alternative playing on the radio.
Your pogs are strewn all over the floor.
And Treehouse of Horror, number 6, is about to air soon.
Wait, did you say 1995?
I was guesstimating.
Oh, 1995 would have been Treehouse of Horror 4.
Well, no, this is Treehouse 6. So was that
okay.
97
okay.
then?
Yes.
CGI Homer.
Whoa. We have to set the stage all over again. This is a different time, man.
That was 97?
97 and 95 are way two different times. I
True.
didn't have my pogs out in 1997.
But wait, yeah, CGI Homer was 97?
Oh, yeah.
I seem to remember it being so much earlier than that.
Nope, not at all. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. When he fell into the real world.
Dude, that blew my fucking mind. I was like, that's so cool.
Because 1994 was the one, 1995 was the one where Homer sold his soul to the devil, the gremlin was on the bus, and, oh, God, nerd cred if I can get this third one real quick.
You've got nerd credit already. For
Oh, my
fucking
God.
Simpsons,
Yeah,
man.
but I wanted extra nerd cred.
Don't fool yourself.
God, I lost it. And if it comes to me, I'm just going to blurt it out. So if I blurt something out randomly in the next...
Random
10
evil
minutes,
alien squid. In your mouth.
For once, that wasn't it. Well, I myself had one main reason to watch Simpsons. Not only every Sunday, but on a nightly basis, because they would always play like an hour block of it from 6 to 7 on one of the local channels.
Oh, of course.
There was a local radio station that my middle school bus driver would play in the bus when we were going to school. And the two radio guys, Gomez and Dave, would always have Simpson trivia where you call in and try to stump them on an episode of Simpsons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with
so
like
they
a
don't
trivia
ask
question.
trivia questions. You ask.
No,
the
yeah,
questions.
yeah. The caller comes in and asks them, and they made the rule it can't have anything to do with color because people's TVs would be different because back in the day tube TVs and stuff like that. So yeah, you would call in and try to stump the hosts of the show. I would always be like, I know exactly what would stump them.
Do you think they made that rule like the way most laws get made because somebody did have a trivia question about
that
color and they're
involved
like,
the color
all right,
of something,
we
and
need
they're
to-
like, okay, we our contrast.
I'm sorry, but Homer
on the
is
TV
green. I don't know
is
why.
set way
I don't
differently.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Homer is not a yellow man. Okay, Homer is a burgundy man.
Do white people exist in this universe?
Yeah, they're Asian.
It's weird, like, because, okay, like in, what is it, Bloomington, Doug Funny's town?
Yeah.
There's, like, every color of people imaginable.
There's a Patty Mayonnaise color.
Except for black people.
There's a Bluff family color. A Skeeter Valentine color, which would be the Bluff family color.
Patty Mayonnaise is the closest thing to a black person that series
And she's
has.
just really tan.
Yeah. There's no black people, but there's blue people, green people, orange people. It's like people in that world
White
are
people.
like, they're like the people who are like, I'm not racist. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're orange, purple, green, blue. And then someone's like, what about black? And he's like, fuck you, N-word person. I'm a racist. Like, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, you took that to
That's
a
how
whole
racists
level
act,
that
right?
was like,
That's how racist people act, right? No, it's
no,
usually
maybe
actually
I
much
don't know.
more,
I don't hang out with the racists much.
I don't either, but I assume it's either A, much more malicious, or B, subtle. But I don't know.
Which are two spectrums, yes.
Either way, they're douchebags.
Racists?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. They are. They're douchies.
So, like, Homer probably is Caucasian.
Yeah, he's Caucasian.
But in that world, Caucasians are yellow. Because they've definitely referenced them being yellow before, right?
Yes. Caucasian is yellow in the Simpsons universe.
Like, in universe. Like, they've mentioned, like, Dr. Hibbert's been like, oh, yeah, skin has a healthy yellow tone or something. I don't know.
Yes, he has said that. Nothing else.
Dr. Hibbert, another, like, fantastic character that just a fucking side character that you see for a couple minutes at a time.
Oh, man. You love The Simpsons. You know I love The Simpsons.
Everybody fucking loves The Simpsons.
I'm so glad we got this opportunity to talk about not only my favorite Simpsons character, but like you had said, my favorite character of all time, basically.
One of the greatest American fictional characters of all time.
Fuck it. World characters.
I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of other characters from other cultures, but like we grew up in America. I don't think it's fair to say that because we haven't seen the full spectrum of Japanese characters and the full spectrum of African characters and the full spectrum of French characters and Canadian characters.
Okay,
and
French characters.
Brazilian
was he
characters.
Homer or was he?
Was he what?
No.
Don't you turn this into an Abbott and Costello routine.
The French-speaking bear? No? No. What about Ash? Homer or Ash? There's Japanese culture. I'm so sorry.
Williams.
No, Ash Ketchum is you cannot use that as a basis for Japanese culture. I am sorry. I apologize for that offensive remark I just made. Everybody that likes Bleach or Cowboy Bebop are like, yeah. I just really hope that in this episode we did justice to the character that is Homer Simpson, and there's definitely going to be other Simpsons characters in the future. This is not the end of the Simpsons. No. This is just the beginning. However, if you think I did miss anything or there's something else you wanted to note, shoot us an email at fairpointpodcast@yahoo.com. Tell me what I missed, or at least let me know if I did this justice, all right?
You could also shoot us a message or post it right on our wall at facebook.com/fairpointpodcast.
Retweet our tweets at fairpointpod on Twitter.
Follow us on YouTube and on SoundCloud at, respectively, youtube.com/fairpointpodcast and soundcloud.com/fairpointpodcast.
But most importantly, subscribe on iTunes, leave a review, give us a rating, preferably 5 stars.
4 stars is cool too. I mean, we'll meet you halfway.
But 3 be too low.
Yeah, I don't actually know the definition of halfway. That I think that 4 is halfway between 0 and 5.
No, but 4 is halfway between 3 and 5.
Whoa.
I said 3.
Deep.
Be too low, says ye.
Blew my fucking mind. Next week, come back and get your mind blown. It's going to be the metalist fucking episode yet.
Is that when we have that one band on our podcast? One Last Shot, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be fucking awesome. We're going to have a big discussion about horror movies. We're going to talk about some fucking music.
Now you're speaking my changuage.
You're going to hear their new single. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Wait, they're going to hear a new single?
Well, absolutely.
O-M-A-G.
Yeah, it's
T-E-H.
been a while since we've had a guest, and this is going to be fucking dope. So
that is going to be dope AF.
Tune in next week.
Till then, from the secret room, I am Craig Max Power Lewis.
And I am Nathan J. Capisser.
Oh, good show.
Not
man.
my actual middle initial.
It can be for as long as we want it to be. Talk to you next time. We got one last shot. Nathan, if you're editing this, erase something before if it does like it doesn't go together.
Dude, I know what I'm doing. You don't have to you did that last episode too. You're like, Nathan, I know you're listening. Cut that part out. After you already told me in the room to cut it out, you made a note of telling future me
I'm
also to cut it out, just in case he didn't hear you.
Why
say
can't I
to
leave
cast him.
future notes, man? Ride the walrus, man.
You need to cut it out. I have you, and you couldn't see. Craig could see, but I was doing scissors.
Scissors,
You need to
point,
cut it
thumb.
out.
Oh, you didn't do the cut it out.
Oh, is that what he does?
Yeah, Joey.
Oh, I thought he just made scissors.
No, cut it
I don't
out.
fucking know, dude. I don't watch Full House.
Easy, buddy. Easy.
That fucking new Full House game, though, that shit looks
Forget
nuts,
it.
dude.
Forget
Oh my
about
God.
it. Is dope. It looked like it even said like season 1 of Full House on it.